vendor lock-in, as I was telling in the earlier slide, like
Yeah, that is
now as actually serverless code that we write has actually tight integration with vendor lock-in. But how we can, there is a limitation. I mean, there's a mitigation to reduce this limitation. Like we have to follow proper coding standards and architectural best practices. So for example, I'll take a simple scenario. Whenever we integrate Lambda with Spring Boot. So Spring Boot, we are writing one RESTful web service or REST API. So what we do is we combine the code. With the Lambda related functions and the business logic. And that gets tightly coupled. So we need to write proper design patterns to loosely couple the Lambda code with the business logic, so that the business logic can be separately tested and it can be deployed to any environment, any service, so that the Lambda handler may not be combined with the business logic. So we can write proper adapters. As I was telling you, there are some techniques like, so you have to follow the code with some design patterns, like where you have to write your business logic separately as a separate component, and your integration layer, which has a vendor lock-in with the adapters, so that there is no tight coupling between the adapters and your business logic. And so that whenever you want to move tomorrow to other vendor code or other cloud provider, then you can take this business logic as a separate component and then move it separately to other vendor, so that your adapter, which contains your vendor related code, that need not get hampered or disturbed. So in that way, actually, you can make a loosely coupled solution whenever you write. So we have done that kind of thing in Lambda recently, like Spring Boot with Lambda, where we have written a Spring Boot business logic separate module, and the Lambda handler, which is a vendor locked in code in an adapter, so that whenever we want to move that Spring Boot code separately, so we have taken that as a separate code and deployed. So in that way, actually, that